it's day 42 of my 50-day video challenge. I'm driving home right now from running some Christmas shopping errands with mild success. But I've been listening to some music today, and since I started playing one of my favorite Tom Petty albums when we went to the gym this morning, and then kept listening to it this afternoon driving around in the rain, which is actually a pretty gray, rainy day here in central Arizona, which is wild for, I guess it's not that uncommon in the wintertime, but used to it being about 65 and sunny every day. So get quite a bit of rain out there in the desert. I don't know if you can see right there, that's standing water. Anyway, one of my favorite CDs of all time, or I guess it's not a CD anymore. I used to have the CD when I was younger, but it's on Spotify is where I listen to it, is the Wildflowers album by Tom Petty. And probably the most well-known song on that CD is You Don't Know How It Feels. And that's a good song, but it's by no means is it my favorite. I like there's another song called Time to Move On. That's a great song. And there's another one called, one of my favorites probably is, it's called, I think it's called Crawling Back to You. It's later in the CD. I think it's Crawling Back to You, but I might have to redo this whole video if that's not the actual title of the song. I've probably listened to that song about 3,000 or 4,000 times in my lifetime, and one of the probably maybe my third or fourth favorite on it is Hard on Me. That's another pretty amazing song he wrote, and I'm not sure what about that, the way that record is produced, that they're all just such tight folk rock, almost country sounding songs, and it's something about it. It makes it where at least the way I like it, I'll listen to it on repeat, and I have done in the past for a long time. I don't listen to music as much now as I should, because I listen to a lot of podcasts now, and that takes away from music listening time. But I remember when I was probably about 20 years old when I was living north of Waco in Texas, and I'd take some beer out to a cemetery outside of town and try to learn those songs on a guitar I had. And it's funny, I learned some of them okay, and since then I've learned the Crawling Back to You. I can play that one pretty well, but I've learned a couple more, but I don't remember all the words of some of them. But at the time, I never really got them very good. I remember trying to learn Time to Move On and playing it over and over and never quite catching the rhythm of it. And I kind of got it for a while, but now that I'm thinking about it, I ought to go back and learn that one well, because now, back then I was kind of a screw off in my music lessons when I was a kid, and I never really applied myself to picking out and learning the rhythm of something, and I didn't even know that. That's how little I knew. I mean, and it's kind of funny, the things that you don't know. And even despite spending my childhood going to music festivals and playing, and we played a lot of Irish music and old time, and we'd go here and there, and I played in a fiddle contest one time. The very one time I tried, I think I got second place out of four contestants. But I had a lot. I mean, I was super nervous, but I ended up having a lot of fun and met a really amazing guitar player that I got to play with a little bit. And that was a long time ago. I was 15, I believe, when that happened. But anyway, it's kind of funny looking back that it was so hard for me to learn some of those songs, because I never learned how to count, how to kind of figure out where the beat was and where the chord changes were on the beat. And that song "Crawling Back to You," I learned it just straight by ear, and I kind of learned to count it. And that was one of the, learning that song actually helped me, give me the discipline to actually drill down and learn a song for real, because it's kind of got a little bit of a odd or syncopated rhythm to where it's not, maybe that's why it sounds so cool, is that it's like, it's a little bit unexpected. And it's, I guess, not as uncommon in, you know, rock and roll or some of that, more of the rock and roll folk genre, but I listen to a lot of country music too, and it's a little bit more, a lot of times it'll be a little bit straighter. It's not quite as, well, I hear I'm talking out of my, you know what, I'm not I'm not sure how to say that, but you just have to listen to it. It's a really amazing CD. With another good one on there is Don't Fade on Me, I think it's called. And yeah, so if you get a chance, go on Spotify or Pandora or YouTube or wherever you can listen to it. Look up the Wildflowers album by Tom Petty, and if you've never heard it before, I promise you're in for a treat. You won't regret it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow on Christmas Day. Adios.